Good afternoon. My name is Mark Compton, and I serve as the CEO here of the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission. And obviously in this job you have some good days and some not so good days. Today, I must tell you, is a very good day. I'm honored to be here today as we talk about the groundbreaking of this historic project. You know, the great American lyricist Lizzo had it right when she talked about this project, when she said, "It's about damn time." And to talk about "it's about damn time" is our list of guests who are here with us today. And to kick us off is a person who needs no introduction to you, serves as our Lieutenant Governor. Mr. Austin Davis has come home to talk to us about the importance of this project. Mr. Lieutenant Governor.
Thanks so much, Mark. That Lizzo quote was really on time. I just went to see her concert a few weeks ago when she was here in Pittsburgh. Well, good morning or good afternoon, everyone. It's truly a great day, not just here in the Mon Valley, but for our entire region. You know, as a state legislator and a former member of the House Transportation Committee, I spent years advocating for this project because we know finishing this leg of the expressway will help create more connectivity here in our region, will help create family-sustaining jobs, and will help spur economic development in communities that have often been left behind. We need to make sure that we're working to revitalize smaller communities up and down this river valley to make sure that they can thrive for the next 50 and 60 years. This Fayette Expressway is an integral part to their future success. I'm proud to be here today to mark this occasion, but I also want to thank the elected officials who sit behind me, Senator Jay Costa, Senator Jim Brewster, who fought for years to make sure that we could have this very moment. And we need to make sure that we continue to increase the connectivity for our region, because we know one of the most significant challenges that the communities down here face for their revitalization efforts is making sure that they're connected to job centers, making sure transportation can flow. And so not only am I proud to be here for the groundbreaking, I'm excited to come back for the ribbon cutting when we finish this project and we open it up to passenger safety. So thank you all for being here today. Let's get this done, and let's make sure we create family-sustaining jobs and spur economic development here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor, for your words, for your leadership, and your work in the House. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you another key stakeholder in this project, and one where now I'm going to be able to pick up my cell phone again because of all the various texts and calls about when are you starting that project. So I'll be able to answer my phone again, and to do so I'll always take the call of Senator Jim Brewster. Senator Brewster.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for being here with us again today. My boss in Harrisburg, Senator Costa, who was fashionably late. He held up all of you folks. He was the last one to show up. And of course, we have Secretary Carroll with us, and all those that are here today from the Turnpike, PennDOT, and some of the stakeholders. I had a couple prepared remarks. Most of you know I don't do that, but thank you for helping me. I just thought I'd hold up a couple props, though. These are handouts that were passed out at previous meetings on the Fayette Expressway. This one is dated November 2006. This here is a sign-in sheet when I was mayor of McKeesport. There are names on here: Mayor Washowitz, Mayor Bendel, Commissioner Bekowitz, and numerous others. There are two things that we have in common with those names, and I could read a dozen. One, they were passionate about this project. They were mayors or council people where this road would impact their communities. The second thing is they have all passed away. That's how old this project is. It was 1990 when I first got involved as president of council in McKeesport. I say that because we have the people up here now, and many of you, has anyone been involved with the program longer than 35 years? Raise your hand. Good. I know you're thinking, we're going to get rid of him soon. And I used to make jokes about this, that I may someday actually drive on this road. And the piece going from here to Kennywood, Duquesne, I feel pretty confident I'm going to make that one. But the final piece from Duquesne to Monroeville. The key, to be able to get from here to Monroeville, the Turnpike and the Parkway, in minutes. Today it would take you about 45 minutes from here. Now, I don't want to go on and on too much, but I do want to revisit a couple of things here that you all probably know. We all know that Pittsburgh's used to be the 60th largest city in the country, our big sister, the place we all want to go and have fun. But for most of us up here from the Mon Valley and in the area, some of the Mon Valley people here, my good friend Senator Costa has been a huge supporter of this project. This is an opportunity to revitalize and reinvent dozens, if not hundreds, of communities and counties and some states. Pennsylvania is one of the largest tourism states in the country. This will only make it better. And as I was thinking last night about the event today, I was thinking about other things that have happened. Look what's going on with the PRT, the Port Authority to me. The BRT, the things that are being done by the county executive and the board and Catherine Kellerman. The improvements at the airport, Allegheny County Airport. The Elizabeth Locks will be eliminated in the next 24 months, creating 38 miles of water. And someday you'll see water taxis taking people from Donora to work in Pittsburgh. That was a Joe Bendo idea. The trails. In Keysport, the trailhead for 3 trails. The proliferation of trails throughout the state, funded by our current governor and Governor Wolf. All these things are pieces of reinventing towns like McKeesport. Once 45,000 people strong, now 19. Duquesne, Mayor Latanzi's here from Clairton. Braddock, the Turtle Creek Valley. The things that can happen are beyond imagination. Countless opportunities for small businesses. Reasons for people to move back into, I'll use McKeesport as an example, 5 square mile. How would you get 45,000 people to live there? Jobs, industry, small businesses. And for those of us that have been in the business development business, and our secretary may talk about this as well, my experience as mayor was you needed 4 things: railroads, rivers, airports, and major highways. I could give you an example. Some of you may remember when we did the flyover ramps in Duquesne and McKeesport. I was the mayor then. And a friend of mine, who's a friend to this day, used to beat us up on the radio. That was a waste of money. It was about $6 million for the one in Duquesne, $9 million for the one in McKeesport. What nobody knew, and I couldn't disclose, is the number of companies from other states that would come in and didn't want to be identified. And I can name one because he was a friend, and he also has passed away, is Dick Scaife. There was a plan in his mind, being the publisher of the Total Trib Media, to purchase the entire mill site in McKeesport, to do printing and work for other newspapers which will remain nameless. Of course, he passed away and a dream went away with him. But I actually took his attorney around the site. We didn't deal with the county. God forgive, we didn't even mention Don Smith at the time because it was just a dream. But these things happen. And if you can't get over these railroad tracks, that's a problem. And I'm happy to say the McKeesport's mill site, with the help of my House rep and others, is now 95% either leased or purchased. A mill site that had 5,000 employees on it at one time, completely remediated, waiting for this road to happen. And this is about helping people that don't get much help today, through nobody's fault. They live in a community that's fallen on hard times. When 40,000 jobs left the mill sites in the Mon Valley in the 80s, some of us have never really recovered because we can't invite other industry and businesses and even residential development because folks want to get from A to B quicker, right? The Turnpike Commission, I want to thank the Commission, Senator Logan, and our secretary are members of the board and prior board members that aren't here today that have been with this project since the 1990s. And it's time we finished it. And I did bring another prop, which I'm not going to read because I don't want to have to put glasses on. It just accentuates the fact that I'm old. Okay? But I can tell you what was in there. It said we must lobby our federal delegation. Congressman Doyle has been a big fan of the project. Now we have John Fetterman, Summer Lee. They have to fight for infrastructure money for the district. Now I know that Cheryl Sirianni Moon is here, Cheryl, and she's been a wonderful partner in our district here. But they can only do what they have funding to work with. And we have to lobby that as local elected officials. And we need mayors and council people and school districts to get engaged, to draw the importance of this project. This is not a project that can get done overnight, and I've already mentioned the dates. I'll just close by telling you this. When I worked at Mellon Bank, one of the largest banks in the nation, when I worked there, they brought a man in by the name of Frank Cowett because we were losing money. And when I was a vice president, I thought I was pretty smart. We got in this big room, and everybody was intimidated because he was to clean house. And he said two things that I never gave much thought to. One, if another organization like Mellon, another financial institution, is doing something good that we're not doing, we need to copy their idea. Don't be afraid to do what someone else is doing if it works. Well, Mellon was the #1 bank in town. Why would we look at anybody else, right? The second thing he said, which was even more important, was, look, our jobs at the bank and your jobs here and yours is to make sure that roads are repaired, bridges are made safe, that we bring money in for communities, for demolition, for repavement. But the second responsibility, he said, is as bankers, I want to know what Jim Brewster's thinking about for Mellon Bank 10 years from now, and I want to know today what your plan is for your department 10 years from now. Well, let me tell you something. When I went to work every day, I had bushels of work for about 500 people. I didn't have time to think about tomorrow, let alone 10 years. But I learned a lesson there. It's called vision. There are a lot of visionaries that are no longer with us that started with this project. So it wasn't just the few of us that are here now. We need to take that vision, use all the resources that are out here, all the workers that worked hard on our roads in District 11, on the Turnpike. Use their skill and their knowledge. We need to get the money. See, I like that man. Not only does he say the right things, he actually mimics them. I like that. But so I'm just going to close by saying, look, don't give up on this. The only thing holding us back is us. And we need everybody to get engaged now. We're at the finish line. It's now time to give all the communities that are going to be touched by this an opportunity to have a breath of fresh air. So thank you all for what you've done and what we're going to do in the future. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator. And, I must say, you talk about your ability to drive on it when it's done. And I must tell you, with your clean living, we know you'll be able to drive on it for many years to come. And as the caretaker of the roadway, we need the revenue. So we hope you and many of your friends will ride on that road for many years to come. At this point, it's my pleasure to turn it over to our chairman, who moonlights as our chairman as he serves as the Secretary of Transportation, Mr. Mike Carroll. Mike was an avid supporter of transportation in his first tour of duty at PennDOT, and then as well as his time within the House and as chair of the Transportation Committee. My boss, Mike Carroll.
I really wish Senator Brewster would come out of his shell.
Yeah.
What a great day to be here today in the Mon Valley. And I will start by thanking Senator Brewster and Senator Costa for their advocacy to make sure that we got to this day. And as we plan and celebrate today, we think about the next steps in this project to get it to Monroeville and to 376. So we're celebrating today and we plan at the same time. As I serve as the chair of the Board of Commissioners for the Turnpike, one of my fellow commissioners is here. He was already noted, Sean Logan. I'll highlight the never-ending support of the other members of the commission, Bill Lieberman, Pat Dion, and Wadud Ahmed. And I know there are probably some local officials in the room that have been supporters of this project, and I had the wonderful opportunity a little while ago to speak to Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vasidis. And Vince, I thank you for being here. I know you've been a strong advocate of this project as it proceeded north to the point where we are today. As Secretary of Transportation, I get the high honor of serving at the pleasure of Governor Shapiro and Lieutenant Governor Davis. And I can tell you that they believe that celebrations like today should be a regular occurrence across our Commonwealth. A project like this and an investment of $1.3 billion is substantial and significant. And it's because of their leadership and their dedication to ensure that this project continued on their watch that we stand here today. So it's a great honor to work for both Lieutenant Governor Davis and Governor Shapiro. At the end of the day, this project is all about jobs and economic development and an opportunity to connect to the outside world, ultimately to Pittsburgh, already to Morgantown. This project in and of itself will create hundreds of jobs, and upon completion, it will mean additional economic vitality for the Mon Valley. And so I am thrilled to be here today on behalf of my friends from PennDOT. I know there's some folks here from District 11 that have been wonderful partners with the Turnpike in advancing this project to where we are today. A wonderful partnership, political and governmental advocacy, wonderfully talented people at the Turnpike Commission and at PennDOT, and then a willingness to make sure that this region of the state, like every other region, gets the attention it deserves from every agency of this Commonwealth's government. That includes the Turnpike, that includes PennDOT, and I know that Lieutenant Governor Davis and Governor Shapiro will insist that these days continue going forward during their term in office. So it's a great pleasure to be here with all of you today. Thank you for coming out and celebrating this wonderful milestone. It really is a special day. It's not every day that you get to announce a $1.3 billion project, and that's what we do today. So thank you so much for being here, and thanks for the opportunity to say a few words.
Thank you, Chairman. In conclusion, just a few acknowledgments. I too would like to thank our board. Sean Logan is here as well. Bill Lieberman wishes he could be here. He could not, and all the other commissioners that work alongside of Mike. Thank them for their tireless effort and advocacy on this behalf. Also, to our folks from the maintenance department who are here helping direct traffic and make the old adage true when they say, if you get bad weather, get yourself to the Turnpike. So we want to thank our wonderful folks in the maintenance department who are here, help today, and who you see all throughout the year getting folks out of harm's way. Also want to thank our great folks in the engineering department who are overseeing this project. They've done through design and are doing so with the great contractors and vendors and engineers who worked alongside with them. It does take a village in this industry, and that's truth and projects such as this. And just lastly, the old adage is still true when they say society is great when old men plant trees and shade, well, they will never enjoy. But for the comments from you both, we realize there's been a lot of folks that came before us looking down saying, it's about damn time. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to ask our distinguished folks here to walk over to the shovels, be joined by Sean Logan as we do the ceremonial breaking of the ground.